I've had a lot of people say that this is a desert and it's ugly. That's not true. It's beautiful. Our neighbors will come help us. Everybody will bring their horse.
It's just another morning at the office for Alice Leese here on the isolated, sprawling YT Ranch, close to nothing, really. Her nearest neighbors have come to help her move cattle, and with her husband Rob, they'll all ride for hours in a blistering winter wind.
You have to have a good horse that can carry you across the sand, a tough horse. You know, they say West Texans have grit. This is a gritty place. The sand gets into you and gets down in you, and you don't give up. You don't quit. You keep going. You persevere. Started with my great-grandfather, and then my grandfather and grandmother, and then this fourth generation is my generation, and it's still a family business.
It is a legacy of long rides, hard work, and stubborn determination just to make a living from these sandhills. Over the years, so many people gave up and moved on, and with no trees or water, it sometimes seems as if Mother Nature herself gave up a long time ago.
Working cattle, taking care of the land every day, they see a lot of beautiful things. And there's got to be a way to get them out where everyone else can see them, where they can see the beauty of the land and feel what it feels like to be out there on the ranch. It's pretty far out here, but I like the solitude. I mean, there's few interruptions, and you can get out here and get to work and get stuff done. I love to paint landscape. The West Texas landscape is some of my favorite. I wish the whole world could see this place like I see it. This is the Sand Ranch. The Herefords in it are the Herefords that have been over there since about 1916. We call this ranch the Sand Ranch because obviously it's very sandy. So it's the Sand Ranch. We have
part of the sandhills, really.
Yeah, part of that same dune system. We have another ranch that we call the Hardland.
Those are ranches that are in your family.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is all part of the YT Ranch.
Desert landscapes and clouds that seem to have a life of their own. Alice's paintings have ended up in galleries and art collections all over the country.
This is the oil field in Kermit.
So an artist has to have a lot of confidence to say, I'm going to do a piece on the Kermit oil fields.
Right. To me, it's part of my childhood, part of growing up here, and to me, it's beautiful. The earliest memory of any kind of art I saw was the Tom Lee mural in the Odessa post office. Beautiful, 7 foot by 17 feet. And my grandmother, we would get in the car and go to the post office. And she would always make sure we walked by the mural and looked at it, and she would talk about it. She was there when Tom Lee came and put it up. And I thought, wow, that's the neatest thing ever.
Some of this work is done on canvas, but much of it is created on the walls of our schools, libraries, and other public buildings in the form of mural paintings.
Texans have long admired that WPA program in the 1930s where original works of art were placed in public places like courthouses and post offices across the state. Some call Tom Lee the patron saint of that distinct style. His massive mural, Stampede, made an impact on one little girl whose backyard of sand and solitude became the backdrop to a lifetime dedicated to art.
Doesn't look like there's much out there, but there's deer and cows and rattlesnakes. Over past the point is Kermit. Off there to the west is Jowl.
New Mexico, right there.
30 miles that way is Andrews. 30 miles that way is Odessa. And a couple miles over there is Notrees.
It's all Notrees.
That's right. I want people to notice the vastness of the landscape, the clouds, the terrain, the sand. Artists, they can't not make art. So this is something you have to do. I mean, I couldn't just be a rancher or work cattle all the time. I would have to do this. I don't really know how to explain it. You can't not do it.
So if you could have one conversation with your grandmother right now, what would you say?
I would say thank you for taking me to the post office and walking me in there, holding my hand, showing me that mural. I'd tell her that, and thank you for taking the time. And she knew I liked to go there, so she would always make sure she and I went to go get the mail.
We met an artist who finds creative comfort among the broken, brutal landscape of the desert. It is here where her family's legacy is intertwined with careful brushstrokes and stretched canvas. Alice Leese embraces this isolated existence where memories and inspiration seem to have no boundaries.
How long will you do this?
Probably till I can't do it anymore. I still have a lot to say. I don't want to quit. I can't quit.
I love that story.
Me too, and we've got plenty more where that came from.
Just click on the subscribe button and keep traveling with us.